A little close, are we?
Okay.
The directions for swimming and for flying are completely different, which is one of the things that's a little upsetting about this game. Jutsu Online reviews. We've all been there. Your holo looks great, but in IRL, your skin is dull, dreary, and washed out. Wish there was an easy way to keep you beneath your holo skin glowing? For LA's best kept beauty secret. Oh, God. Catalytic juice cleanse that loves celebs and aesthetics. Our priority juice origin blends, blinds your body into molecules, converting them into full spectrums. Oh, my God. 2 stars. I was going to give it 1 star, but the taste is foul. But after a mix-up, my Alfred has been using a toilet cleaner, and I've never been so sparkly. So they gave it 2 stars because they could he killed me when he had 1 shot left. After 3 times, I'm like, no, we're good. Key to the Kahlua, if you're not familiar, you put the Kahlua in while the cake's still hot, so it essentially burns off the alcohol. I treat as Christmas crack, which makes it sound like I do drugs before Christmas. I'll give you one of those.
Looks like I'm in the right place.
There's still 3 of them. Jesus. Like, where did you send me? Oh my God, we found something valuable. If I wouldn't have been dumb enough to get those extra coils, we would have had ourselves an extra weapon. Damn it!
These ancient rails sticking out of the water almost look like a serpent. Might be the landmark Pyrrhic's note mentioned. So now I go south past this ruin, and then towards the sunrise. Oh!
We were all supposed to be a part of Walter's beauty. What a load of shit. Give me half a chance, and I'll put Pyrrhic down in the dirt.
Hold on.
Keep back and finish her! Shot is for Walter!
Spectre Gauntlet upgraded. We got a trophy again today, folks.
Be careful.
Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Super kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third!
Let go! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's back.
Hey, yo, and away we go. A little early afternoon action here. Well, at least early afternoon in the good old West Coast here. West Coast. As we are just about to get to 4 o'clock local time here for me. How you doing today, Homer? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to turn that down a bit. I'm blanking out here a little bit, so... Once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Welcome to the AEW Dynamite on 34th Street Sidecast here for Christmas Eve 2025. Thank you as always for being here. It is an earlier time tonight because of, sorry, let me get in here because we're being shown on YouTube too. And unfortunately, it will not give us the custom, like we can't load up our own short for it. It automatically takes the middle of the screen. So we are here with a very interesting episode of Dynamite coming up. And yes, it's already been taped. It's already from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. That happened last week. But if you're able to dodge spoilers and you're able to dodge everything that comes in, you should be able to have a real good time tonight with everything going on. And so far I have, so I guess I'm lucky sort of that way. But yeah, we're just going to have just so you know, we are just having the Sidecast tonight. Nothing extra after. It is Christmas Eve. I think most people want to be with their families. And, well, for the most part, want to be with their families tonight and whatnot. So tomorrow, we'll play it by ear. Maybe get in here during the day tomorrow. If not, we'll definitely be here for Collision tonight. But yeah, let's get to this draw here for tonight because we got a hell of a night coming up here. And if you got a chance to watch Collision on Saturday, which I got to see post, that Gold League, my God. Like, we got one gold match tonight, and that's Jack Perry versus Pac. If Jack Perry wins that match, we have a 6-way tie for first going into the last set of round robin matches, which will all be on Thursday, all on Christmas night, which will be absolutely insane. And I got a weird feeling that Perry's going to sneak out a win here. Because if Pac wins, it basically makes his, I don't want to say his victory, his match against, what's he got left? He's got Kevin Knight. Almost makes it worthless at some point. But yeah, that is going to be insane. We're going to get 2 more matches in the Blue League tonight. We're getting Roderick Strong, who's already out. Dorada needs these 3 points to stay in it because he's only got 3 at the moment. And then basically a battle for first place between Takeshita and Orange Cassidy. If Orange can get a win here, he vaults up into first place going into the last of the round robin matches. And yeah, tomorrow we get Orange and Moxley. You tell me that isn't going to be an absolute humbanger of a match. I swear it's going to be one. It is going to be a fun night of wrestling here. Not only on top of those matches that we've already mentioned, we're getting Ricochet and Bandito for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Hey, Jaren, how you doing today? Happy holidays to you, sir. I hope everything's going well down your way. We're also getting Mina Shirakawa and Marina Shafir one-on-one. MJF's going to be on the show tonight, which this is going to be the first time he's wrestled in, well, hell, this might be text. Well, no, it's since he lost to Briscoe in the TNT match. So this is going to be the first time in 3 months we're going to see Max at wrestling. Then we're going to get that face-to-face with Stat and Hater, so they're going to be able to calm down their presence after having a little bit of a spat on last week here. So, but yeah, hope everybody's doing well, and like I said, I do hope everybody has a lot of lots of positivity going into the holidays here. And if you aren't with loved ones, I'm glad you're here with me. If you are with loved ones, I'd love you to be here with me. Bring them in too, and life make all good there. But yeah, just don't let the idea of these holidays overwhelm you if it is becoming a little overwhelming. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you here tonight. So, but yeah, let's get that off the screen because I don't know what we're starting with tonight. We could realistically, we probably are going to get one of the Blue League matches because those are the two that really, I don't want to say don't matter at this point, but in terms of the matches we're getting for the Continental Classic, I'm pretty sure that the Perry versus Pac match is probably the highest priority for us right now. Oh, sorry, just clicking around the screen here because there's some weird stuff going on. As always. But yeah, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. And we got a lot of stuff coming up here on the channel. So just a heads up, we will be live tomorrow night. It is an hour later than normal, rather than 2 hours earlier than normal, with Collision tomorrow night. It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And from what we've been told, it's going to be 2.5 hours. So it's going to be a jam-packed Christmas night for all of us here. Friday, we are going to be finishing Horizon Forbidden West. If we don't get it tomorrow, we're definitely going to get it Friday. Because, yeah, we're looking to... Odds are I'll just do a major stream on Friday and just finish it off there. Saturday, we have World's End. Sunday, we're going to do basically we're going to do a run through of our 20th game. It's actually a demo that we're going to be doing. That's going to fill out our 20th game on our roster. And then we're going to rank all 20 games that I've done this year. So, just basically we'll have the tier list like we did last year. And I can talk about my favorite game of the year and some stuff that we're looking forward to. I was actually doing up the graphic again. Really excited about it. Because, yes, we do have a lot of the returnees and want to get a lot more into the Fight Club. But there is a lot of games to get involved with here. But as Dynamite's opening up here tonight, just want to wish you all a good cheers here. Because even though the screen's taking, the NVIDIA's taking my lid off here. But we're going to beer-wise tonight, folks. Cheers to all of you. My God, you know how beautiful it looks here on the Hammerstein look of this? Is it a huge crowd? Of course not. It's the Hammerstein Ballroom, but it's more the atmosphere than it is the size, right? Well, I'll just throw this right up on the screen right now because this is actually, like I said, this is a huge match coming up. We got, two... The Blue League matches, each of them have 2 left, I believe, tonight. Yeah, I think the only people that don't have 2 left are Moxley and Claudio. That was the extra match that got thrown in earlier, so. It's funny how my graph mine's a little easier to read. I took the zeros out because I didn't want to see them. So, yeah, this is going to be an insane match. Like, yeah, basically a winner of this one's going to have 9 points, one's going to have 7. And yes, I am barring ties here right now. In 9 points, in many respects, it's not going to guarantee anything, but if Takeshita gets the win here and gets that 10th point, I think that might guarantee him a spot here. Because the only other person that can catch him is Claudio. And that was a tie, so they finish off at first, right? So, and I think it'll probably be a coin flip. If it ends up being those two in the playoffs, I think they literally do a coin flip to determine who gets the first spot. So, like Takeshita, He has got a jam-packed lineup here in the next couple weeks, if you think about it. He's got this match tonight. I forget who he's got. Well, I can look right up here. Sorry, let me correct myself. He's got Dorada tomorrow night. And then he'll probably be doing something on Saturday for the pay-per-view. A week from that, he's in Japan taking on Yota Tsuji. This might be the two of the biggest weekends of wrestling for Takeshita, like, ever at this point. Unique start time. Well, everything's... Well, there's two reasons for that. By the way, happy holidays for you as well, STG. The reason for this is they're leading into college football. There is a bowl game starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, and since it is a tape show... Oh, for me, no work today, no work tomorrow, no work until Monday. So I booked the next 3 days off because of the pay-per-view on Saturdays. So I usually book Saturday, and when I have the pay-per-view, I like to book the day of the pay-per-view and the day after because they run so late. And well, since I booked Friday, Saturday, I booked Saturday, Sunday, I might as well just book Friday and make it a 5-day weekend. And considering we're getting a foot of snow right now here in Edmonton, I am more than happy to have that. So I will use the horn on that. I love that they're calling a ref botch 3 minutes into the show. Yeah, snow right on the south side of Edmonton right now. Can we get a what the hell was that? All right, I'll give you that. What the hell was that? Unfortunately, we get a lot of that. I believe somebody calls it fluffy BS. So look forward to when I visited. Oh, when are you coming down to Alberta here, STG? New headquarters are up and right. Nice. Good to hear, sir. Oh, a second manufacturing facility. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you know what? You come in the summer, it's actually great. Oh, so you'll be doing training and stuff, so you'll be around for a while. Well, if you're a pro wrestling fan like I know you are on our local establishment, there's essentially three major promotions you can check out, but there's also another one, ironically enough, one that I just started with, Monster Pro Wrestling. They deal with a lot of youngsters and training school people, so I'll never say absolutely not, but we'll see. We'll see. I know personally this year, I was so focused on saving money and whatnot. I literally went out twice this year, period. I think there was one time I went out for, I think it was a movie. But then the other one was just a TNA show on the Friday. So I had to take myself out for my birthday. So it was sort of a 2-for-1 deal there. So oh, I'm not touching a Switch 2 yet. No, just got some bills I got to catch up on, so then my budget could be a little bit more astute. Oh, Jesus. Is it just me, or is the crowd sort of died a little bit right off the bat when we got that was 3 chant right off the bat here? They are starting to come back, but... And for those that have just popped in, if you are interested in checking it out, it is on TBS right now in the States, and TSN2 if you're in Canada. So... I love the fact that they're doing these ads on the screen without talking about them because this is a pre-taped show. Merry Christmas, Mr. Zodiac. Greetings from the dead of winter here in Edmonton. We are 0 degrees Fahrenheit and getting a foot of snow right now. So I know you like the imperial measurements, so I want to make sure it's relative for you there. But yeah, we just thank you for popping in for the early start, everybody. I know that for people that actually have retail and whatnot, imperium measurements. But I know people that have quote unquote real jobs. I say it in jest because everybody has a real job these days. But a lot of them still work today. I work retail, but I also work weekends retail, STG. Anybody that knows anything about retail, the busiest days of the work week are typically your Fridays to Tuesdays. And guess what days I gotta work? I got today off, but I have to work Saturday. You working all day Saturday? You gonna be around for the show on Saturday? I'd assume you'll be... Because that's 8 p.m. Eastern. What am I thinking? You'll be around. Like, you're off at... Okay, so, like, it's essentially a half day, right? So. Yeah, so 4.5 hours. That's not horrible on a Saturday, really. I know a lot of our out-of-town businesses run those hours as normal. Because essentially, a Saturday shift for a lot of places should just be just like a holiday. Just enough that if you really need something... Banker's hours, literally. All right, sorry. I won't do that. And let me guess, we're going to full commercials here. Yep. Pre-tape show, so we get commercials all week here, folks, so... I'm sorry if anything happens picture in picture, so. But yeah, no, I booked off Saturday and Sunday for World's End. Then I looked at the schedule. I'm like, screw it, I'm booking Friday. I got 5 days off. I got a libation I normally don't have, so. Cheers to all of you once again here. Got to make sure to cheers you all the time here now for Christmas. So, hope you are all. Oh yeah, no, I am. I'm a beer and clam guy. I always have been. I always will be. The taste of straight beer just gets me a little bit crazy once in a while. So, not crazy as in crazy in the head. It just dip. I don't like bitter coffee. I don't like, not a combination I'm aware of, but, well, you ever heard of a red eye? Red eye is basically tomato juice with beer, but in Canada, we have Clamato juice, which has little clams involved, so it gets a little bit of a tang to it, so it works out well. Hey, Mr. PJC. Things are going good. We're into our first match of Dynamite tonight. We're just talking about the joys of... I knew there was going to be a hater. One of the most divisive things when it comes to Canadians... we have our ketchup chips that everybody likes. But when it comes to Clamato juice, it's either you love it or you hate it. One or the other. So, Clamato is shit. Well, If it makes you feel any better, it's no name Clamato, which is even better. Clamato juice, you're on the other side. Well, there you go. Like I said, it is a very polarizing drink, but ketchup chips is like everybody loves. And just a lot of Canadiana things that we don't see down in the States a whole lot. So, though I am one that hates most booze except for fruity cocktail, that's fair. And personally, I'm like I haven't had a beer in maybe 6 months. So I just picked up a 4-pack just for the next couple days just to chill out. Work tried to call me about 5 times today, and I'm like, nope. I don't care if half the stations are burning down. I ain't coming to work today. And now that I see the snow coming down that it is outside, that's like... All right, good. They're giving us highlights during the break. Jesus! Cassie just got a PK. Good call not to leave the house. It was garbage getting to work just... You got the lovely shift tonight, I see. No, our stores are only open till 7 tonight, but that's the one thing I'm sort of happy about for everybody here. Like, most businesses do close early up early on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, they're closed. And if the weather's going to be like this, I'd like to give everybody a little extra time to get home. Because I'll tell you one thing. I lay the cards on the table. I was planning on streaming last night to make up for Sunday and Monday. But literally trying to get home from work is just stupid. All right. AEW is at Hammerstein both today and tomorrow. These were taped on Saturday and Sunday, so. And just a reminder, tomorrow will be a later stream. Collision starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain. And based on the number of matches on the card, look for 2.5 hours, folks. AEW sort of mentioned that after they finished taping. But yeah, if you look at the draw here, like, this is such an important... Oh my God, they actually put an advertisement for World's End up on the screen. Go TSN. I swear to God, every time I look at Callis, that beauty mark that sort of changed his character, it's moved to a different spot. Like, I think Callis, needs to try working on the back of his head with it. But I will say this. If you guys are on the fence about joining me tomorrow night, every person that was there that is a content creator or any kind of non-spoiler journalist has mentioned that today is good, tomorrow is insane. So I would highly recommend, if you get an opportunity, stop by and say hi. As we get close to the end of the tournament, I'd love to see Takeshita use a Rainmaker. I want to see him use it tomorrow, not today. And I understand he's got Dorada tomorrow, and if he loses this, he needs to win that match tomorrow. Like, it's not as tight as it is over in the gold side, which we talked off the top of the show. Perry wins. Tomorrow is literally all 3 winners move on. Depending on who beat who, will determine who actually moves. Like, you got to count on certain people winning. The person that you beat, you got to hope they win. And all the fans who tell him to get back in the ring. Oh, there we go. AEW is so great at this. One thing I love about AEW that you don't see enough of these days. When somebody's out of the ring for like an 8 or a 9 count, there's a raging fire. Damn, what a shot. What a match. Let me get the updated standings up here real quick. How did he clinch a spot? He's only got 10. And Cassidy gets the big dash. I will say it's a hell of a match regardless here. And there we go. Everything's updated for you, chat. No one else can get more than 10? Well, what? Actually, I stand corrected. I will perfectly stand corrected on this one. Damn. I thought everybody still had 2 matches left. The people that have 2 matches still can't get that high. Okay, that makes sense. So basically, Dorada has to beat Strong or he's out. Strong's already gone. Oh, I'm with you, my friend. By the way, good to see you here tonight. Appreciate you. Takeshita is absolutely amazing. And think about everything that he's going to have to do. Like, he had Cassidy tonight, which was a good match. He's got Dorada tomorrow, which is going to be another insane one. Odds are he's probably going to have 1, if not 2 matches coming up on Saturday. And then a week from Sunday, he's got to be in Japan to take on Tsuji. Hey, Brett. Want to thank you. Appreciate the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We're going to be here throughout the entire episodes of Christmas here, but he is an absolute wrestling machine. Like, and that's the thing. When you're this white hot right now. Sorry, I jumped real quick. Brett, thank you. Everybody that's here, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. It's always a privilege to have all you around here and hanging out. And then, but yeah, go back to the Takeshita. Like, when you're a guy like Takeshita and you got this momentum the way it is, the best thing you can do is get out there and do it. If you're physically able and not burnt out, and TK is really good at giving you time if you need it. Like, I guarantee you at least 3, if not 4 of these wrestlers involved in the C2 are going to be getting time off after World's End. Because realistically, after this, the next pay-per-view we have is Revolution. Anything we have before that are just TV specials like Maximum Carnage that's coming out on January 14th. Which we're going to find out the main event of that, well, half of it tonight. The other half we'll find out on Saturday, because you want to talk about being a wrestling machine? You want to talk about a wrestling machine, someone who got loose and turned into an absolute wrestling machine. And then I want to qualify this as a pro wrestling machine. He does the social media. He does the chatting. He does the wrestling. All at another level, and that's Ricochet. Ricochet here is now that all these shackles have been taken off of what he does, the fact that he's getting the boost that he is from being in AEW, got that national championship that he could use as extra cannon fodder. And we'll take that off right now. We'll bring it back up when we get to our next title match here. I love this old school Southern BS where the fact that, he was down for 3, his foot was on the rope, referee was an idiot. So now because the referee's an idiot, Chicago Street Fight, Bang Bang Gang, and FTR. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, let's bring her back up. This is essentially our 5 versus 6 match here. And Roddy's just gotten a bad draw the whole way through. Yeah, I know. It's sort of... I got to throw one of those there, I guess. It makes sense. We're getting guns. It makes sense. As long as you don't get flamethrowers like Darby. You never know. For one night only, we might get Glock Anderson show up for all we know at this point. Makes me wonder what the conceal laws are in Chicago when it comes to that. Can you get into the arena somehow? Flamethrowers are a waste. Okay, fair enough. Trios and historic welterweight champion. Okay. Whatever the laws in Chicago are, no one cares. We better be careful of that, all right? Let's just double check that. Yeah, because basically Dorada has to win out, and he has to hope that Claudio doesn't win his last one against Roddy. So basically he's got to win and win gently against Roddy here. Because if Roddy's injured, he can't take out Claudio, and if he can't beat Claudio, then sort of makes it pointless. Oh, yeah, Roddy's done. Like, the most he can get is 6 points. And there's already, 4 guys with 6? Roddy's in spoiler. Dorada's, basically the Calgary Flames on every, with 2 weeks to go in the season for the last decade. Where they basically have to win out and hope everybody loses to get a playoff spot. Not saying, just saying, congrats to the Calgary Flames for showing up last night in Edmonton. Not that I'm an Oilers fan, but I love watching them get punked for some reason. So yeah, essentially the only person who's officially eliminated from this tournament so far is Roddy. Because if you look at that gold side, it is absolutely nuts right now. So next Wednesday, I expect it to be a normal time, folks, just so you know. Today is just a special time because of where it is. Gold being a 5-way tie. Well, think of it this way, PJC. We were talking about this at the beginning of the stream here. Jack Perry beats Pac tonight. We have a 6-way tie with 1 match to go for each person. So essentially, the 3 winners of tomorrow's matches, basically it's a who beat who that will identify who gets what spot. So basically, you could be tied with somebody else, but because somebody beat you as part of that tie, you would get knocked down to 3rd. Unless AEW pulls an AEW, just changes the rules. Jack Perry wins all their matches, go to the time limit. Let's go. I want to see that. TK, what were you thinking? Like, what do you do in that case? Besides fire the booker, which we know won't happen. That just sounds like such an indie-rific thing to do, though. Just after we're all done, we're just going to have everybody tie and everybody goes home happy. And we'll put all of them in the playoffs. And everybody will get a participation trophy. I'm sort of glad that they're having this match in Hammerstein, because the energy of this crowd will probably help pay it through, rather than trying to keep things tight and like a crowd that just knows that these two are just basically riding out the schedule right now. It almost makes you feel that, you know, it wouldn't give the same hype and feel, I think is the best way to put it. But yeah, better here than in, say, Edmonton. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, still hilarious. By the way, shout out to the Edmonton Oilers music guy playing Christmas tunes when they were getting into scrums last night. I know Boston did it, and I feel Boston did it better. But you know what? Copycat. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery here. So, but yeah, just as we're watching everything go by here, like it's overall the C2 hasn't been. It's gone by real quick, I think, compared to previous years. It feels like it's just flying by for the most part. That it hasn't really slowed down a whole lot. But then, yeah, we... like in previous years, you'd almost feel like you could figure things out really quick about who's going where and what stories are coming up. And we need to see something crazy happen. And we usually did see it at the Hammerstein Ballroom. But it makes you wonder exactly where the final piece goes together there. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to World's End this weekend. That triple threat with the Fatal 4-Way now. With Swerve, with Joe, with Hangman and MJF. I really wonder if they're actually going to go straight to MJF right now. I would like to see Joe get a little longer reign as champion, but I can also understand why they want to hitch their wagon to MJF again now. That was a spike if I ever seen one. Just flying around here right now. And Roddy just knows how to duck. Another arm drag. Neck strong. Yeah, definitely after that. Shot on that poison rana there. Or that hurricanrana, sorry. So what's Dorada got planned? Oh, God. Jeff Hardy, eat your heart out. But yeah, we got, what? Yeah, Claudio versus Roderick. We got Dorada to Takeshita. That'll be fun. I was going to say, you think they're putting the title back on MJF that quickly, or do you think they wait and see if he can keep healthy? Hip injuries are really screwy. I wonder. Because the big thing about AEW is you got to hit your wagon while they're still there, right? Because all those opportunities with Ospreay that they had, Tony Khan might be spooked a little. That's the only thing I can think of about that when it comes to why would you want to put the title back on it? Why do you want Roman Reigns? Why do you want Cody Rhodes to have the title as quick as possible? As a wrestling fan, I want to have Joe to have a longer reign. For exposure, I want the guy that was in Happy Gilmore that's been in 2 other movies that are coming out soon. I want him to have that, walking around with that title while he's doing press. Like, there's 2 different stories if you're talking about what you want for wrestling or what you want to do for a promotion. They're 2 totally different things that are... Like, as a wrestling fan, I want to see Joe get a run. Still haven't seen him in Happy Gilmore 2? Yeah, I haven't. And so, essentially, you, as a promoter, you want MJF there so you have that title out there. You can get Joe another run, and then you can start playing it off as... You could play that off as... all right, let's do this. And this is nuts for... Roddy's going to go nuts on somebody. There we go. Updated, ready to go. Poor Roddy, yeah. Well, somebody had to take the spot. Like, Mark Briscoe had it before. Oh, God, they're running the Sports Illustrated clip. I'll get to SDG in 1 sec here. But watching this here, that AEW basically became the... AEW became the Expedition 33 of the wrestling world this past week. Awards. And now with this ad, how many people are going to say, yeah, AEW paid SI? Yeah, that's what I was going with, PJC. WWE Twitter's reacting to this well. With all due respect, you can't argue with it. The only thing I'll argue with, do we go double or nothing, or do we go all in? That's the question for me about which is the top show of the year. That's the only dispute I have about it, but I may be in the minority, but as talented as MJF is, I wouldn't want to go see him as my champion. it does take some. It does take some. He's very polarizing, but I do think he has all the tools to be there. This is not Expedition 33 level. With all due respect, STG, I'd think of it this way. 12 nominations for... I think Fletcher versus Ospreay cage match not getting anywhere near the... Yeah, I get you. They're both indie studios. They're both a groundswell of emotion that grew up. Both, most of the publicity they get is out of word of mouth. That's where I make the comparison here. The fact they got 12 awards, won 11. They got, I think out of the 13 awards, they got 12. So I think it's almost even in some ways. Hate face versus face feuds. I don't think we have to worry about that by the end of this, to be honest. I got a weird feeling about that. Ospreay due to return anytime. Right now they're saying like he's done his first bit of actual physical movement training, I think just a couple weeks ago. But yeah, you might be looking at maybe all in 27. Knew he was wrestling her for a long time, yeah. You know what? You know what I say? Expect a long time, appreciate when it's a short time. Well, that was interesting. I get where you get the face versus face issue here, because nobody really knows who to cheer for at this point. Now, chat, I have to ask you, we're 3 days away. Does Hayter win it? Or does Statlander keep it? My personal prediction, I think Statlander keeps it. This is another cement the legacy thing for him. Everybody's picking Stat keeps, yeah. I think this one's a little bit more... I think this is a little bit more cut and dry on this one. And here's the thing. I think Stat might win. I think this is where you get Hayter into full heel mode. Because they could try to set up the Tony versus Stat match. Or not Tony versus Stat. Tony versus Jamie match. Further up here, right? Where it's a little more clear on having those two work against each other. But this time the roles are reversed from the last time they fought each other. So do Joe versus Hangman 1 again? Not necessarily. I think this is a one and done for now. And I think that I don't think necessarily you get the biggest difference is the beatdown from Hayter will not result in another title match. or it might happen on the next night. I don't think they're going to do it back-to-back like they did with Joe and Hangman. Like, right after the match, turn heel and have that whole thing go on. I think she snaps on the Wednesday after. Because they got to start building somewhat of a program following World's End, right? And the big thing is the post-World's End feuds can really have the burner turned down on them. Like, the only thing I can think of, what, maybe St. Valentine's Day Massacre or something to that effect. Like, what day is Valentine's Day on this year? Let me check that real quick. Yeah, it's on a Collision night, so... I'm gonna get a good laugh on Valentine's Day if I come in here and say Happy Valentine's Day to all my friends here watching Collision with me tonight, and all of a sudden my numbers go from real high to real low in like 5 seconds. Oh shit, it's Valentine's Day. Ah! Everybody peels out. But no, in my opinion, I do think that I think that Hayter has been bordering that heel area already. I think it's just going to take a little match to send that kindling overboard. So, all right, we're coming back from the commercial break here. Oh, goody, it already in the ring match. I guess it is MJF, so that makes sense. And so many people are cheering for him, even though they don't. Shivani just loving on MJF right now. By the way, cheers. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh my God, they said New York. Hey! Treat myself to sign this quick. I'll be honest with you guys, and MJF is a babyface. Doesn't matter what AEW tries. Well, he's a mixed babyface at best, but yeah, I agree. Oh God, Dustin Waller, you're. This is not going to be good. I'll be honest. This is probably the most straightforward year to me that Christmas is just another Thursday. There really isn't a whole lot to it to me, so. Thought it was Peter Avalon at first. Hey, I can get where you get that mixed up. Wait, what? What the? Uh-oh. Cat, how are you doing? How did you finish up the racing? Folks, if you aren't following Kat, please do. Catherson, great person. She was doing a lot of Crash Team Racing speed trials. She's being a bit of a speed runner here. STG, I'll get back to your comment here in a sec here. So, but no, for those that are new here, my name is Mike the Ref. I am at MJF taps out Waller in a hurry. Probably wishes it was Grayson at this point, but I just I am a variety streamer. We watch AEW here on Wednesdays and Saturdays, or Wednesdays and Thursdays in this case, as well as do a lot of story-based games, sports games, fighting games, all sorts of games. But we just have absolutely great community here. So, and thank you, Kat, for entrusting us with your community here. We're doing good. We're just talking about MJF right now because he's getting the main event push already. So it's conflicted to me because a heel to me is Nuclear. I know the crowd is cheering for him, respect his heel work, but still, the shit throws me off a bit. I get it. Honestly, STG, the definition of a heel in 2025 has changed. It really has. Even Gunther, for all the work that he did a couple weeks ago, he's still over social media. People just love to boo him. Dom, they just love to boo him. Ricochet, they love to boo him. With every bald chant in the world. MJF, you're in a little bit of trouble here, I think. WWE got the best heels right now with Gunther and Dom. Yeah, well. And like I said, it's the 2024 or 2025 version of heels. With all due respect, Dom is the only guy that everybody wants to see get his ass kicked. I'll say this, STG, and my feelings on Gunther's heat are a little different. I still think Gunther's heat is more, now that it's 24 hours after, I think it's more, it's cool to boo him. It's hard being a heel in wrestling because anything cool or intense will get you cheered. And if you try to work slow and just do headlocks and stops, it's so boring. And Moxley proved that. For a year, Moxley proved that. Swerve most over here, yeah. Wow. Hey, Nat, it's good to see you here. Hangman calling out what I've been saying for years, what we've all been saying for years. MJF for those promos, damn it. I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's doing great. We're having a lot of fun watching this here right now. A little earlier than usual. It feels weird. Not gonna lie. Oh, wow. Okay. Just randomly pulls out the P. Diddy comment from last week. Ha! I love the fact that, you know what? To hell with your promos. We are ending this my way here. Why is the Ops Dojo coming out to... You say main things, MJF. Wah. Well, Joe is trying. I love these mind games. Oh, MJF's gonna get torched here. Did he gig himself outside the ring before I even did that? It very well could be, but oh, here we go. Oh, ain't this cute? I love the crowd now getting into the he's our scumbag. No, he's not. Oh, the boy Swerve. It almost feels like it'd be right to put the title on Swerve here if you're going to do a title change. Like, Swerve is on the cusp right now. It's just he doesn't have the same exposure outside of wrestling the way MJF is. That's the only difference I see. Okay. Pinnacle dead. Wardlow dead. Looks like older CM Punk, or sorry, younger CM Punk, really. MJF is bigger than Eggman Drag Swerve, the blue sky to get buzzword. I like that. Summer of Punk, yeah. Ooh. You know what? It almost feels like Hangman doesn't care about the title. That's the weird thing about this. He just wants the title off Joe. It almost feels like that. And that speaks more to your point, Zodiac. That Hangman just seems to be a little weaker compared to most. Like, it's gone from MJF being the extra to Hangman being the extra in this. All right, Renee, what kind of trouble are you getting into? Oh, here we go. Babes babe each other up. Their name should be High in World. That was interesting. Weird. I think it's the best way to put it. Just weird. A weird story about that. Oh, oh my God, look at the suits. Look at the winter. Look at the sweater. Because the competitors beat up on the champs last time they met up with each other. That's why I feel it's a little weird, a little dumb, but the Babes of Wrath are always going to feel like underdogs against someone like Athena and Mercedes, right? It just, even though they're the champs, they're the champs being the underdogs. Sort of like when the Pats are going to be taking on the Bills in the playoffs. Like the Pats are going to be the home team, but the Bills are going to be the favorites. Or pretty much any Bills team that they're going to be facing in the first round. By the way, shout out to Tony Khan and the week he's had. Not only has he had a couple knockout shows, which we're watching one of them right now, but his dad's team, the Jags, which he is a VP of, like they got a real decent shot at being the number one seed in the AFC. Which could be absolutely freaking amazing at this point here. The Bills love rolling natty ones. All I can say is there's extra tables for anybody that wants to jump on the bandwagon after their team lost in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm not into D&D, sorry. And not, yeah, I get what you're saying now. And I just...
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
There's the sound effect for you, Zodiac. Hey, Andre, how you doing? How are you doing, kind sir? Hope you're having a great Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Jesus Christ, I'm falling the days of the week out here. But, no, I hope everybody's doing well. If they didn't, they'd be winning the division. They had a couple hiccups here and there. But you know what? Sometimes in life, you turn on that gas too hot, too early, you run out of gas in the propane tank at the end. And that seems to be the issue the last few years. And now that, half the AFC has decided to get hurt, it's going to be their year. Just pause Die Hard, start making Chinese food. Cool. We got Ricochet and Bandito going on right now for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Winner of this match gets the AEW World Champion on January 14th for Maximum Carnage. Can you imagine having Ricochet with the national title and the AEW title? No. Like a singles and a tag title, fine. Hey, Brett, Mike, don't let him act like an emperor in here. Yeah. Oh, Brett just popped in earlier, so... I know Brett is an absolute great friend of yours. Great fan of yours. Oh, Bandito tried to do the Macarena, and Ricochet saying hell no to that. Yeah, I'll get to it here in a sec, but Ricochet, what are you trying to... good old slap at the top of the head. Mr. Clean. But yeah, this night is just flying by right now. We've got some great matches. All right, Takeshita beating Orange Cassidy tonight to guarantee. Oh God. All right, well, you just ate the apron. We got Mascara Dorada keeping his playoff hopes alive with a win over Roderick Strong. And we're into picture-in-picture, so I don't get to see Jack right now. But for those watching over on Twitch, I'm going to give a special shout-out here. He's a little out, but he's been asking. I've been helping him set up his new stream because he's decided to go solo, branching out as it were. Do me a favor if you can. What the heck? There it is. Give Boris a little hangover here. He's the commentator for Love Pro Wrestling here in Edmonton. He's actually going to he's starting out his brand new channel right now. And next week, next Wednesday, after Dynamite's done, he's actually going to be doing a watch along of Degrassi Junior High, of all things, to get his stream going. Him and his wife are going to be going at it, checking it out. But let's get him up to 50 follows here. And if we can get him up to 50 follows, I know he'll get the watch numbers, and let's get him up to affiliate status. So, yeah, hell of a great guy, and I know he's been starting to work with OBS, and I've been sort of helping him out as we go along here. So, and a real good dude too. So I know Andre can attest to that as well. So, but yeah, no. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this match for the Diamond Ring tonight. Going back to topic here. If you go with Ricochet, like also when you get the winner of this, you're sort of going to have sort of an idea who it might be, or more like who it won't be. Depending on it, because if it ends up being Ricochet, do you really want to see a Samoa Joe versus Ricochet match for the world title? Yes, I do know you have the trios issue with the Demand and the Ops, but they've already played out that trios match, so I don't know if we really need to run that again. If Bandito wins, all cards are off the table here, because you could have a Bandito MJF match and go absolutely splendid. Because, well, Bandito had his problems with his arm for a while there. So, MJF can expose that. You can also have Swerve and Bandito. Hangman and Bandito, that would be absolutely nuts too. Hey, we get half a Rocher commercial in the picture-in-picture. Yeah, we're just over an hour in here. Ad break is coming up in about 2 minutes, folks. Just a heads up for those who have not subbed. Unfortunately, there will be ads. I don't know if they're speaking ads or they're visual ads. It's whatever Twitch decides to do for ads. I don't know. The most important show to go into Phoenix in years. Well, at least in a year since AEW's been there. Now that the Coyotes are out in Arizona or in Utah now, now known as the Utah Mammoth, which apparently the history of the Coyote stays in Phoenix, which actually belongs to Winnipeg, which You want to talk about drama? Look up the history of NHL teams. Oh, no. Is he literally just going to suplex them all over the damn building? They're just literally just going to suplex each other around the building here at this point. But yeah, this is sort of a match that you wouldn't expect to get, but you get it because of the special stipulation of the Battle Royal last week, because we did have that Battle Royal, and the last two people got to face off in this match here. And this is an old TNA gimmick that I actually do like. In TNA, they'd actually have to run the match right after, but the fact that they get to hype it up for a week actually does help a little bit. Go for vertigo, blocked. Well, that was a hell monkey flip. Really? Oh, no, this is Bandito. He is superhuman. He kicks out of everything 3 times. Oh, and I'll give you guys some special news. I was gonna save it for later on when we do our wrap up or our previews, but if all goes well and I get a couple good days of editing into it, next Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite, we might have the ability to give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to see in Backbreaker Wrestling here, which is our little e-fed that'll be coming up here in 2026. I got a few people already on the roster, got them all set up and ready to go. I just got to get a few more going here. Jesus, that Poison Rana scares me every damn time. What a counter! Ricochet literally flipped out of the 21 plex. Like, that is a little bit of insane right there. Ricochet, turn your head. Oh, never mind. I thought they were going for a Styles Clash. And Ricochet's got his head turned forward, and I'm like, no, no, no. So, just a heads up, folks. I know this might break down some barriers here, but when you're going up for a move like a pile driver or a power bomb or anything, basically any move, you're always taught to tuck your chin when you're doing it. However, based on the way that the styles clash, where they put you down face first, the way it goes down, you actually have to go against your normal ability and tip your head back if you want to save your neck a little bit. Hey, thank you, Michael, for being here. And oh, that's why so many people have been hurt, because you have to reprogram yourself. Exactly. God damn, what a counter. That was awesome right there. Yeah, it's your natural instinct to do one move and you have to do it opposite. That's why it's so rare. Yeah, Brody comes out and he's like, nope. Now does Brody turn on him? That would be hilarious right now. AEW does not pull turns like that. That dude was like, I did it? I was knocked out. This is probably the better pick right now, especially if you want to keep a little bit of like we were talking about earlier. You want to have a little bit of mystery as to who's going to win the main event. And with Ricochet, it is sort of a little bit more cut and dry. They better not turn Brody into too big. Give you that one there. Thank you for that, Homer. Appreciate it. Well, considering this is Darby and he's got the special effects degree from college. Please make it a boiler room brawl. Please make it a boiler room brawl between these two. Could you imagine them pulling that out of the cards this year? Have Darby in a cinematic match? By the way, 2 days ago, Darby was in, where was he? Sweden, doing cold plunges at -2. So I take it that Gabe Kidd is now flipping sides now over to AEW. Hey, it's even the Foley dive off the stairs. By the way, folks, just want to clarify something real quick here. A lot of people saw Mick Foley's comments last week that he's done participating as part of his Legends deal. His contract ain't up until July. So you ain't seeing him around anytime soon. However, London, All In, that's in August. We could see a few people show. I would love to see if Mick Foley could show up. He could be another person for Darby, or my personal preference, if you could have Mick Foley endorse Mark Briscoe. And I get Mark Briscoe's a little up there in age and whatnot, but the fact that he does the cactus dive from the side, the cactus elbow from the ring apron and whatnot, it apparently, yeah, if you could get that combo there, I would absolutely love it. But the other big news about people signing and showing up and whatnot, I'd be really shocked if Andrade doesn't show up in Chicago on Saturday. Apparently, the story is Roosh from AEW actually got him in touch with a very good lawyer that has dealt with this situation before, with the fact that Andrade had a no-compete that he wanted to get lifted. And that's why he was able to show up at a few of these indie promotions the fact that he has been announced to be part of Wrestle Kingdom coming up next Sunday for New Japan, I have a wholehearted feeling that he shows up on Saturday. There might even be a possibility he shows up and takes on, like, comes out and faces Swerve. If Swerve wins the title, or if he costs Swerve the title. Because that's one match I definitely would love to see right off the bat with Andrade. Or there's a possibility you could see, like, there's a million different possibilities. The last time we saw Andrade for that one night, the last night you saw Andrade there for that one night, he was going after Kenny Omega. Do they try and re-up that strategy there? I don't know. I honestly don't know if they do that or not. I have a feeling that Foley is posturing a bit until 2028, until we see where things are going after that. That very well could be the case as well. And I think that that'd be a very smart move. Because the TV contract for AEW is only up for... I love how Tony Khan sort of swung... sort of changed the vernacular on it to make it sound like it's longer than it actually is. He did an interview last week where he said he had 2 more years left. The 2 more years that he has left are 2026 and 2027. It's the end of 2027 when the contract's up. So yeah, like you said, waiting until 2028. There's no real rush. Like, Foley really doesn't have a whole lot he has to do, right? I love the fact that in PJC, I don't know if you saw this, but on TSN, they're actually doing ads of talking to your cable provider, asking about World's End. You can actually get it on your cable provider. Makes me wonder which way I want to go. Do I want to go cable provider or do I want to go Amazon? I know Amazon didn't have a very good thing last time with us. Or 2 times ago. Last time was fine. It's just the refund policy of Amazon so much easier. Having to be on hold with TELUS is, well, with all due respect, I'd rather gouge my eyes out with a rusty spoon. I still get a kick out of Mina when the one night that she wanted to change her music and the crowd absolutely shat all over it, that it got changed back before she even won the match. All right, well, there's a story coming with that. Somebody's got to be coming out to interfere here. But the other big news that we got, there might be a possibility, and it's due to a cryptic video that showed up on Stardom this week, or at their last show, was played live during the show, that they showed somebody in front of a bunch of computers drinking a bunch of Monster. That some close footage of somebody getting angry with a hood on. And all signs point to the former Evie, the former Dakota Kai, now known as Charlie, showing up at Stardom this Monday. Because their Queendom show, it's one of their bigger shows of the year, comes up this Monday. And this could be her debut back to wrestling. Like, we all know that the first official match that's already been booked is March 8th when she takes on Chris Statlander for the Eve Pro Wrestling World title. As we were talking about Will Ospreay earlier, that's the promotion that Will is currently assisting, helping out. All women's promotion, though. It's just. I do like the fact. Sorry, let's jump back to the match here a little bit. The fact they are trying to do something with someone else here, like they're really starting to push Marina into more of these spots. It's been a pretty good show. Like Orange and Takesha's been pretty sweet. Roderick and Mascara Dorada was good. It's what you expect out of a 5-6. Bandito and Ricochet, absolutely great. We still got Jack Perry versus Pac here tonight. That's going to be our main event tonight. And right now we're getting Marina and Mia. The Double M match. I think they saved that for the Ring of Honor tapings. If they're going to do that, I do remember what you were talking about last year. For those that aren't familiar, Ricochet, when he showed up at Hammerstein for his match last year, he literally got toilet paper thrown at him in the ring. That's when you know you made it as a wrestler in New York. The only thing I'm shocked is the fact that the toilet paper didn't have anything on it. But I digress. As we're into a full commercial break here, so yeah, all in all, like, this is a great way to end the year. Pick a Goldberg. That was, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. This has been a hell of a year for AEW Wrestling, and I think we'll talk about it a little bit more next week as, you know, the last show of the year is coming up. Here's a question for y'all, chat. If we're going to sit down and talk about wrestling and everything that's going on here, I'd like to, if any of you guys would like to join me here and let's chat about the year of wrestling in general, I'm more than open to it. Would you want to have that as a show running after one of the episodes of Dynamite Collision, or would we want to do it on a separate night altogether? Just keep it out of the way and just talk about it. Because I know this Sunday we're going to be getting into our gaming part of it, so we'll talk about that later. But I almost feel running it right after Dynamite. A lot of you guys, like New Year's Eve, I know a lot of you guys are going to pick up and run after, right? Standalone stream? Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, when you wipe your nose and you see a little bit of red, you're like, what the hell? It's dry around here. That's all I can say about it. So, no, yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing. We'll do, maybe like on a Sunday, we'll take an hour, and we'll just talk about the wrestling over. Mike Terry get the Moxley.
Never! 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 Ever!
Well, now that I think about it, if I turn into Moxley, I get to, that means I'm Renee's husband, right? Maybe I'll just back that one up. It has its perks, let's put it that way. But yeah, I think we'll schedule, maybe I'll see if Andre wants to pop in as well, and maybe we'll do I'll basically open up the door for everybody so everybody can come in if they want to chat about it. There are stories behind that. Always be thankful for the ones you don't meet versus the ones you do sometimes. That's how I will leave it at that. The Canada Tour. Gotta love the Canada Tour. I will be at the Edmonton show. I will not be in Vancouver. I'll say that right now. Just because I can't afford the week off work, I can afford the 2 days, though. Will Chris Jericho be on TNA on the 15th? Do I think it will happen? Maybe. Marina's like, break my leg. I don't give a shit. Wow. Well, break a finger. That'll do. If Jericho's going fed, he's going full fed. Yeah. The only reason I think he would show up on TNA is the fact that he can turn around and say that he did AEW and TNA on their new networks. Just the fact that he did have both. I don't see him as a draw anymore either, but when you talk about AEW even, it's the fact that they know everybody knows who Chris Jericho is. And when you talk about the AEW roster, if you talk to somebody who isn't into wrestling as much as we are, Jericho is there. Jericho's on the cusp of everybody in terms of their comments. So who's going to come out for the save then if Tony isn't? Never mind, she's coming out. He's an angry elf. So both of them are out like nothing. You want to talk about putting somebody over? Wow. That's a statement if I've ever seen one. And Marina telling everybody that they're number 11. What's good? Cheers, everybody. She finally got a reaction. Yeah. That's fair. It is a fair comment. Hey, it's the show about WWE. Succession. She's evolved from Andrade status, yeah. She actually does. Mox has been hiding her so well for so long. All right, let's see how this is going to follow up here. Don Callis is about to get his nuts ripped off. Don Callis is about to get murdered. Murdered. And I don't even mean a little bit. I mean a lot. Either that or Andrade's coming back and this is how they do it, right? It very well could be that way. But it is the last break before our main event here. So give you a quick rundown because the schedule is a little weird, a little off, a little all over the place. For the next week here. Well, sort of. Well, you'll understand what I'm getting to here. Tomorrow, we'll be here for Christmas Collision, 9 p.m. Eastern. It is the finals of the C2, as well as the Babes of Wrath versus Mayan World, as we're calling it here. Friday, I want to get my Boxing Day shopping. I'm doing it online. I ain't going anywhere. There's a foot of snow outside and it's minus 30. I ain't going to leave the place. But we are going to get done Horizon Forbidden West. I want to get all our games done, even for the end of the year. So we do have a little bit left on Horizon to do. We will finish that up on Friday. Saturday, World's End, 7 p.m. 0 hour, 8 p.m. start time. That's Eastern. Back it up 2 hours for Mountain Time here. Going to be a fun card. We will be here for the Sidecast as always. And then Sunday. We are after Bills, Eagles, or until the Bills go up by 35 on the Eagles and it's not even fun anymore. We are going to be checking out our 20th game on stream, which is going to be the Pragmata demo. They have a quick little demo out there. Take about a half hour. So we're going to check that out. I want to look at something we might be looking into for next year. And that is going to be the one that I'm going to instant rank. But immediately following the demo, we're going to get in here and rank all 20 games that we have played this year on the channel. It's a little bit down from last year. We'll talk about it a little bit more on Sunday. We're going to go through each one. I have a tier list just like we did last year, breaking down from S tier to really enjoy to meh to, oh my God, why did we play this? And all the way up and down the line here. Plus, we'll give you a few details about some of the games we're going to be getting into next year. It's not all of them, but definitely a bunch of them here. No stream on Monday. I got to work a 32-hour shift, and then I get another 2 days off. So Tuesday night, we might pop in here. But Wednesday, New Year's Eve, we will be here for AEW Dynamite New Year's Bash. It is the culmination of AEW for the full year. And hopefully some good matches with the fallout from All Out. Or, sorry, from World's End. But as always, folks, whether you're lurking, whether you're chatting, whether you're just looking for a good time, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Live, YouTube, Twitch, on demand, VODs, lurking, like I said, lurking, chatting. Just do me a solid. Hit the follow if you can, if you haven't already. And just a reminder that gift subs are an extra 35% off when you buy 5 or more for the remainder of December here. So essentially, you can buy in Canada. You buy 5 gift subs for $25, rather than 35, what they normally are. But never necessary. Always appreciated though. All right, here we go. Break it down. Next show coming up here. Could you imagine Perry beating Fletcher and Pac in consecutive days to finish it? So if Claudio wins, he gets second place. That's just straightforward. It don't matter otherwise. Match order is going to matter at this point. I would have loved to see more of the movie graphics, but of course we can't get those. But this card, for just not having a lot of build outside of the C2, I don't know, personally I feel that it has turned out to be rather positive and rather a good situation here. So, well, let's get over here. Let's get the graph back up. And yeah, we're back into the Gold League now. And this could be amazing, or this could be absolutely catastrophically crazy. Or it basically could be just wrapped up almost at this point. What, they couldn't find a chair for Pac? So he's got to use the stairs? He's using the Sandman's entrance. Let's go. Now he just needs those beers and start spraying them out into the crowd. I love how Justin Roberts has to pause to say bastard because he's so paranoid about saying it. It's so funny because Jack Perry, realistically, if you looked at this 6 months ago, Jack Perry would have been that guy that you just did not expect to do anything in here. It would basically be that, that Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal spot from a couple years ago. But Perry needs to win this because at minimum, because of the way everything's set up, it's going to take a minimum of 7 points to get in at this point. Like, that's the one obvious thing here at this point. Jack has to win in order to continue. Tumblr girls love Jack. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be one of the toughest tests right now for Jack Perry, literally in his career. But the fact that he's getting these opportunities here, like, did you guys see the interview where Jack Perry mentioned that prior to going over to New Japan and the whole scapegoat gimmick, he was actually looking to get himself and Hook booked in New Japan as a tag team in the juniors just to get that experience in New Japan. That would have been a very interesting tag team. Jack Perry and Hook. I'm such a great guy. I'm going to break the pin up. But folks, as we get to our main event here, let me know what your Christmas plans are, if you have any. If you don't, no shame in it whatsoever. I don't really have any either. Honestly, tonight I'm probably going to, I got to make supper because it's 5:45 now. I'm so used to this being like 7:45, and I'm getting ready for bed right after this because I'm an old man. I still can't believe, by the way, next year is going to be 15 years for me here. Like, god damn, that's been a while. But these guys are really feeling it out. Like, and you can tell that this has to be done by 8 o'clock because of the college bowl game. Because this match literally started at 20 to 20 to the hour. I guess I better put it that way. It's funny because we could talk about who's going to get what position here. Like who's going to win the Continental Classic, but if you look at the men, like the gold side right now, it's no fair to make predictions because, well, basically everybody's still in it on that side. You can almost tell that it's probably going to be Claudio and Takeshita, but and who does you could end up having the win if Claudio loses, the winner of Orange and Mox will move up. Unless Dorado wins against Takeshita. Like, Takeshita could mail it in, really. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, if you get one guy, like, if Takeshita just literally plays tournament wrestler, throws in the towel, it just says, look, I don't need this. I'm in the playoffs already. And Dorado wins. That could completely screw things. That could end up having Dorada get through on a tie with Moxley. Or let's not even kid ourselves. If Roddy wanted to be a complete heel, he could just forfeit a match too. As we build towards the show, the way that the matches are booked in terms of order will tell us a lot about who's getting what position. Realistically, nope, sorry, wrong one there. Realistically, if you're looking at it, if we get the match that we should be getting right off the bat as our opening contest on, if we're going to do the Blue League, you put on Orange and Mox first. Because if Orange, the winner of Orange and Mox, that really doesn't change anything. That basically will set up either Claudio wins and he moves on, Dorado wins, he wouldn't get in anyway, I don't think. Because, let me look over this. Dorado 5. No, if Dorado wins, he's in. Depending on Claudio's matchup. Because Claudio will have only either 7 or 8 or 10 points. He won't have 9. So, basically, the only match that just has winner take all stats is the Orange and Mox match. Like, winners got a shot, losers out. Straight up. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they line things up here. I think that'll be the smartest way to play it, but I don't know the match order. And if you end up seeing Claudio, or you'll probably see Claudio second, if not third. Because that's the big match, right? Because if Claudio wins, it's mute whatever happens either way for the other two matches. Because then you'll have 2 guys with 10, 1 with 9, 1 or 2 with 9, 1 with 6, 1 with 0. Yes, I'm a bit of a stats nerd when it comes to figuring these things out. So, and yes, I understand earlier that I didn't realize he clinched already. I didn't realize nobody could get to 9 at that point. Just there's been a lot going through my head, guys. Immediately following AEW stateside, the Christmas story for 48 hours. Depends which Christmas story you're talking about, Nats. To be honest, I can understand the actual Christmas story coming up on the channel. However, if you don't have a fireplace and you're feeling a little Christmassy, the AEW version of a fuel log, aka Hangman Burning Swerve's house down, is running on a loop on the AEW YouTube channel immediately following Dynamite all the way until Collision starts on tomorrow night. So if you need a fireplace, that's the one you could use. Immediately following AEW here as well is college football, so that's the other reason why they moved earlier. If you have literally one other sporting event going on Christmas Eve, you might as well like I said, if you only have one sports event going on Christmas, you might as well. Jesus, I haven't seen that one forever. Kirby the Pizza Burger Snacks, how you doing? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I know that you are crazy busy as always, and thank you for sending the bits here and sending buys, and happy holidays to you, my friend. And for the record, folks, if you say Merry Christmas to me, I'll say it back. If you don't, I use Happy Holidays. I try to respect everybody's right to have a different holiday at this time of year. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Happy Thursday. Perry just feels like he's feeling it. Say Merry Christmas just to please. The thing is, I don't like to. I don't care about pleasing everybody as much as that pains to say a lot to a lot of people, but you just can't please everybody. That's the thing. But I am sort of sensitive to stuff like that. So, hey, Tom, I'm doing great. How are you? Well, if it ain't Merry Christmas, absolutely. Grumpy old Canadian. Absolutely, I am. I'm doing well. We're just plugging along here as always, having a lot of fun and enjoying a little early wrestling today because normally we're just getting ready for the start of AEW Dynamite right now. And we're in the middle of a main event right now that's absolutely going great. Say Merry Christmas because I celebrate Christmas. Someone gets angry at that. That's their problem. That's fair. I celebrate Thursdays off. I have some personal stories that sort of keep me out of the Christmas spirit a little bit, but those are things I won't be throwing up on stream here, to be honest, guys. Just to let you know. I celebrate, go fuck yourself. And I'll never fault anybody for that, right? Now, if they celebrate Hanukkah, yeah, exactly. Like, I respect everybody's ability to celebrate whatever they want. It's like that funny phrase, like, I respect everybody's way of living. I expect, I'm not going out there and protesting, but I do consider myself an ally of many causes. But I will say live and let live, as always. If you hit on me twice, we got an issue. You hit on me once, I'll be flattered, I'll decline, but I've been single my entire life, so I don't know anything about rejecting anyway, so. That's a whole different story, a whole different matter, a whole different day. Perry's like 90% dead here. Somebody in the background put a sign up there, Merry Christmas to the sickos. They celebrate born Jewish but acknowledge Christmas because that's the mass majority. It's fair. Jesus! Another poison rod out of nowhere. I celebrate a paid day off work. Can I celebrate that? Oh, Grandpa came over. Yeah, I think my grandparents came over in like early 18. Hanukkah's more fun. You get matzo balls a gift every day for a week and a day. I will throw that out once again. Oh, and brisket. Sorry, whenever we talk about stuff like this, like, my biggest thinking about it, I don't know if you guys seen the Simpsons episode where everybody dies and everybody's on that St. Peter's escalator. And Ned Flanders just gets sent to hell because he picked the wrong one. That's basically where I'm at when it comes to this stuff. When I make my signature, okay, cool. Oh my, right of the brutalizer, right out of the pin. God damn, that was awesome. Brisket with a veggie broth. Well, tomorrow I'm cooking a pork roast. That's what I usually do. Nothing fancy about it. I usually have craft dinner with it. So that's like an ultimate combination, right? I might splurge and make waffles tomorrow morning. We'll see. Here it comes. There's that clothesline. Into the brutalizer. No, reverse pin. I thought we were going to get another surprise pin win. Perry's biting his head. Perry's throwing a bite into everything. Next Saturday for the playoffs. Nice. There it is. We called it. This is freaking amazing here. This is going to be one of the most monumental episodes of the C2 we are ever going to see here. Just getting the bracket updated here real quick. Like, literally everybody is in it. Let's go team six-way tie. Time limit draws, all three matches. That's what we need here. Like, every single match needs to end in a tie. Can you imagine? Are they going to try and give Pac a gift? Left the milk and cook. That's for Santa, not for him. What a guy right there is on. Gosh dang it. Tomorrow night's going to be so much fun, folks. You need Pac and Mox in the finals? It could happen. Like, I could literally go through the permutations and combinations of how this is going to work, but my God, like, long story short, let's see who wins the first two Gold League matches. Then we can figure out who's going to win based on that last one. Because we'll already have two guaranteed in, well, two people up which means one of those two are going to move forward. And if we end up getting one tie, then it's very straightforward, right? Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, will be the league finals, or the last round robin matches. Collision is tomorrow because the pay-per-view's on Saturday. So, yeah, there is no fooling around here, Nats. We will be back with the AEW Collision Sidecast, the Christmas Collision version, coming up tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Apparently, I saw something TK drop saying it was 2.5 hours. So be prepared. It will be a longer stream tomorrow. But yeah, like, this is exciting. Just look at this. Look at this all over here. Like, oh, by the way, one of the new toys I got here. So, okay, so right now we know Takeshita's in no matter what. But now, realistically, we could have him get in, him get in. We got these, and then look at this mess. It's just one big, huge mess here, all over the place here. John Madden Jones over here. Absolutely. I told you guys on Sunday when I said I was playing around with Stream, this is what I was playing. This is one of the things I was playing with. I got a draw utility here, so I can just... You get to see my bad drawing here. But enough of that. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow just to get to see what's going on. I actually want to use this a little bit more when we get into some of our wrestling streams a little bit, just because we can, or the WWE 2K streams that we're playing along. So, ashamed to say, my girlfriend says Harry Potter is a Christmas. I don't care. Everything could be a Christmas movie. Hey, there's the man I was talking about earlier. Merry Christmas to you, Boris. Folks, once again, like I said, I'm going to throw it out one more time while he's still here, so it's a lot easier for me to type in. If you guys aren't following him, want to give him a little bit of a push here to start off as he's getting going there. It's I can only shout you out once an hour, sorry. So I just basically said you're a good guy. You're starting out in your first streams next Wednesday. And you've done a lot of great stuff on Love Wrestling. Now you're branching out on your own. And I've sort of been helping you piece it together a little bit here and there. So you can go back and check the VOD about an hour in. You can see exactly where it is there. So I can only give you a shout out once an hour. So it says I got to wait 2 minutes before I can do it. So every movie's a Christmas movie. You've tried hard enough. Absolutely. Because football season, there's Christmas, there's so much going on at Christmas time that anything can be turned into a Christmas movie. You know, I've never watched that movie, Nats. I'll be honest, everything could be a Christmas movie because I barely watched any of them. The one Christmas movie I've watched more than anything else, The Old Grinch, because that's a documentary on me. Got to learn about myself because, you know, I am the Grinch. And Charlie Brown Christmas I used to watch a lot because, well, that was quite a few Christmases for me, to be honest. So, but I'm just, the biggest thing for me, parents had them on repeat. See, when I was a kid, there's no such thing as repeat. It's called hit stop on the VCR, rewind, and play. There's none of this loop stuff, you know, from us old people here. So, but we'll head out here in just a sec. But big thing is, folks, I just want to say this right now as everything's going on. BB Boris is a heck of a wrestler, a great tactician in the ring, and a jam-up guy. Can't say I'm wrong. I did get to call one match of his at RCW, but he was a manager for one night at an RCW show in Springbrook here, halfway between Edmonton and Calgary, for those that aren't familiar here. But I have to say, at this time of year, just want to give a special request for all of you. Just make sure you take care of your loved ones. Like I said, Christmas time for me is a little bit tougher than most. When I'm not going to get into it here because, well, frankly, I don't feel like having. I don't feel like opening up that way, so I'm just going to be straightforward on that. But many Christmases, people take it for granted as to being just another day, just another issue, just another obligation. While I do get that feeling, and I do try to distance myself from the commercialization of Christmas in many ways, I do feel that it is very important that you take the opportunity to touch base with those that are very close to you. Touch base with those that you normally don't talk to a whole lot of during the year. Usually Christmas time, you do have a little bit of extra time available to, whether it be spending time with friends, spending time with family, spending time with those you care about. But for those that you don't see a whole lot and you don't talk to a whole lot, make sure you reach out. Just, you would not realize how much just a simple, hey, how you doing? Just wanted to say hi, will do for someone. Personally, I got one of those this week, and I ended up opening up quite a bit, tear-wise. And it literally was just a postcard sent. And it just reminds you about what's important in life, folks. And I hate to get all solemn and sappy here at this point, but remember what Christmas is all about. It's all about, taking care of. It's all about new beginnings. It's all about the birth. It's all about the creation. It's all about taking care of things that are very important to you. And all I can say is do what you want because it's your life, but just do yourself a favor and don't take things for granted. That's the best way I could sum it up. Because a lot of people don't get the same privileges that we do. Hell, I am very lucky for the life that I have, and the fact that I get to spend it with all of you as we go around here. I know sometimes I talk out of my ass a little bit too much, but I really do appreciate each and every one of you being here. Each and every time, hanging out, doing all the things we do, and just having a little bit of craziness going all over the place here. So, Merry Christmas to you guys. Speaking of AEW, you know what? Let's send you over to Speedball and Veda. They are they're just yapping right now. Hey, I love all you guys. Let's get the outro music going here. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night for AEW Collision. And I think it's going to be a great time. People often forget the Rodeo Christmas purpose. I will give you that one. But with that being said, folks, always appreciate you being here. We'll be here for Christmas Collision tomorrow. But whether you've been lurking, whether you've been chatting, or whether you're just looking for a good time, always appreciate you. And always remember, be part of the solution. And we'll see y'all here next time on the Mike Griff Twitch channel. Take care, everybody.